It's winter and I'm growing tomatoes inside. That fresh tomato, I can't wait. When natural light isn't enough, I use a strong grow light like this one, the Smart Grow Light by LetPot. It makes all the difference. Let me just turn this off. It's too bright. It's too bright. Thank you, LetPot, for sponsoring today's episode and supporting my indoor garden. I can't wait to get these tomatoes transplanted into my GreenStalk vertical planter. Now, more on the lights later, but right now I want to talk a little bit about these tomatoes and the bare minimum items that you'll need to get some seeds started and growing them indoors, and then we'll get these transplanted in here. Now, these tomatoes, I actually started from seed in the garage. I planted them up. Let's see if I still got if the tag is still visible. Oh, I planted these actually on Christmas Day, December 25th. Now we are at almost nearing the end of January, so you can see I think it's roughly about between 5 to 6 weeks, guys. I got them started growing from seed in here. I think I put about roughly about 2 to 3 seeds per pocket, and then I split them up and transplanted them into these individual containers. You can see how well they are growing in this size pot versus this. And then the leftovers that were still like the smallest ones, I didn't have the heart to pull them out. So instead, I just let them keep growing and see what happens. So these ones basically never moved out of their home here. But I am going to be transplanting all of these here, and the leftover, I'm not sure if I'm going to add another tier later on, but that's to decide later. These ones actually are seeds that I started. These seeds are the dwarf variety. So growing indoors, you definitely want to get more compact and dwarf varieties. These are, I believe this is Micro Tom and Orange Hat. So they're both dwarf varieties. They don't grow more than like, I think 6 inches or 8 inches max. So it was really so fun to grow these inside. Once a seed germinated, I was giving them about 16 hours of light per day, all the way to the point they started flowering. I think I reduced to about 13 or 14 hours of light daily. Other than tomatoes, there's also peas, dwarf or micro varieties of those. You can grow some leafy greens like romaines, salad greens, lettuce, coriander, basil, some herbs, and of course even microgreens. But all of this, you can just set it up on a shelf. It really doesn't take up that much space. And another important thing is having a strong grow light. So we'll talk more about that in a bit. Let's talk about the bare minimum of items that you'll need to get your indoor gardening project started. First of all, find the location where you want to put it, either a table or a shelf. I would say the best place is to have bright walls or by the window, or even a setup like right here. I got the sliding glass door here. If not, you want to wrap some foil or something, line it up on the wall so that you can get a lot of light directing when you do have the grow light set up. The next thing is to have a tray. You always want to have a saucer or a tray to catch excess water. That is also the way how you would be watering your plants, especially when their plants are still young. When you start it out from seed, you only want to water from the bottom, filling the tray with some water and allowing the pots to soak up the moisture as much as needed. This is the potting soil by Fox Farm. I use this for pretty much everything from the garden to, starting things from seed, growing it indoors. So you want to find organic potting mix that is for indoor use. I got this at the hydroponics store. That's probably the best bet to find them. You can also sift out organic potting mix to make sure all the big chunks are gone. Most seeds, I would say, are not super picky about soil being really fine, but it's best to at least pick out, those really big chunks. So you want the soil to be nice and fluffy. If you feel like the soil needs a little more drainage, you can add some perlite. The next one is to have good airflow. So you can just have a little fan set up. So this is a little fan. You can actually have one even smaller than this. I just happen to have this on hand. It just needs to be on like the lowest setting. What you want to do is to kind of mimic the outdoors as much as possible. The flat fan blowing at it is going to make those plants grow stronger and have stronger root systems. Also, having good airflow would prevent fungus gnats, sometimes aphids you would find in a lot of very stagnant kind of places. So I just keep that running whenever the lights come on. Okay, the next two things are not required, but it would really help with germination and your plants would be really happy, and that's to feed your plants with nutrients. I'm using VermisTerra's Vitality. This is a concentrated worm castings. You can just dilute this in water and water your plants. You can also use kelp, liquid kelp, and dilute that in water as well. Both are safe to use for seedlings and mature plants. Another thing is heating pad. You can use that for germinating tomatoes or peppers, heat-loving kind of veggies. It would really help to speed up germination. So those two things are not required, but I think you'll be really happy with the results if you do. And the next thing, of course, is to have a strong, good light for your plants. Just like you're growing outdoors, they need water, they need soil, and they need light. When you are growing things from seed or microgreens, growing plants that are just up to about 1 to 2 inches tall, you can get away with even 20 to 40 watts. But if you want to get the plants producing larger to leafing out, vegetative growth, you need something a little brighter than that, between 40 and 80 watts. Anything to flower or fruit like these tomatoes I got growing, you'll need at least 100 watts, and that's what this light provides, 100 watts. You want it to be full spectrum LED, 4,000 to 5,000 Kelvin. And Kelvin is just a way to describe the color of the light. Higher Kelvin looks more like the sun. So basically we are mimicking an outdoor environment for these plants, especially for ones that you want to flower and fruit. So yeah, those are just basic checklists that you need to go through the specs when you're looking for a grow light. An LED is great because it doesn't take up as much energy. This one I have here is LetPot's light that the one that drew me into this immediately was the flexibility of it. The fact that you can hang it or put it on the floor or on the table. Because the height is adjustable, it can extend up to 72 inches tall. You can rotate, it's kind of like on a swivel. You can turn it however you like. It is totally flexible and adjustable. I actually don't need it to be that tall. And power! You can even control multiple lights. So if you have multiples of these, it comes with this extra cable that you can connect all of them. So this control gives you options like setting it for vegetables, flowers, or you want it to be a 12-hour day, 16-hour nighttime. So it'll just turn itself on and off. You can do like 50% brightness or 100% brightness. It even has Wi-Fi. You can also download the app and access the light from anywhere. The light coverage is about 2 to 3 feet wide. It actually covers a good amount of space. So I'm really excited to get these transplanted into here and have this be its main light source. Got the base here. This part collects the excess water. I'm trying not to make a mess. Ta-da! Wait, what's going on? Huh? And ta-da! So when the light turned off the other day, I seriously thought something was wrong with the light. So I contacted them. They reminded me to check the time schedule because I don't think I said it before, but it might have came with like just a default setting that it would turn off by 11 p.m. and I shot that I guess right at 11 p.m. So it turned off automatically. If it's something like that, you turn it on and then the light just seems like it's forced to turn back off, it's most likely due to this time schedule that's been set. It's been so exciting to see these grow in just a stretch of a few days. I love that I'm able to just, adjust the lighting from the phone, but they do look a little thirsty now. We're gonna do a little bit of watering here, but they are so adorable, guys. Oh, they're plumping up. This one is actually coming in like clusters. And I usually do this about once a week, and I just add a little bit of this into some filtered water. Actually, that's quite a lot I put in there. But yeah, just dilute this stuff and give it a little mix. Actually, I can fill up a little bit more, but let's just pour this into here. And then it'll just trickle down and water all of these tomatoes. Thank you so much, you guys, for making all the way through this video. If you are interested in this grow light, I will leave a link down below for you, as well as the information of everything that I've used in this video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have started some seeds inside or what you're growing indoors right now. And thank you again to LetPot for sponsoring today's episode. I can't wait to harvest these, give you guys an update on that soon. And thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.